Hey there everyone, Dr. Beth Westy here, and I wanted to pop on and talk about thyroid and weight gain, and then how your other hormones get tied in and roped into this. So this is coming from a gal that I chatted with and worked with and everything, and she found some of my videos online and had some questions, and she said, you know, I've been really struggling with my weight gain. I know I have a thyroid issue, but I got put on thyroid medication, and you know, I was thinking it would be fine and that I would just lose the weight and feel better, but that's not the case. I keep gaining weight, I'm not able to lose it, or I have to be really strict, super strict. And if I go off of my plan, like the littlest bit, boom, 5 pounds, like overnight it seems like. This doesn't seem fair or right, and what the heck? Like, what the heck is going on? And I still don't feel great. I still have other issues. I'm still fatigued. I'm not sleeping well, etc. You know, what's going on? And why is it when I thought that, oh, I'm gaining weight, of course it was my thyroid. There we go. I get put on some thyroid, supplement med, that it would just be better. And it's not. And I'm still struggling. What the crap, right? What the crap? Well, here's what I want to talk about and teach you guys on. This is never a one size fits all, right? It's so great if you have an experience where you're like, oh, I'm struggling with this thing, and then I take this thing and it makes you better. Wonderful. Like super duper. That's awesome. That's awesome. But that's not always everybody's experience, right? If you are somebody who has, we'll just call it a more complex system, for whatever reason, it almost doesn't even matter what the reason is. You've been exposed to toxins. You have an autoimmune issue. You have Lyme. You have, MTHFR. There's a myriad of things that you can have, right? And illness, injury, right? Trauma in your history. These things all matter in how well your body's going to work and function. So things that I always say, and a lot of what I talk about with women's health and hormones and everything it always comes back to how your body works and functions, and then how you can work with that to help things function better so you feel better, get and keep the right results. And your health is cumulative, right? Your health is cumulative. You can't put like terrible gas in a car, never change the oil, and then expect it to run for you really well for 20 years. That just doesn't happen. I'm not a car expert, but people I know. I drive a car. I do this sometimes. I use like cars or other analogies, and I'm like, I don't even know that much about cars. I can like put air in the tires and put windshield wiper fluid in. That's about it. Humans though, I'm good with human stuff. That's where my specialty is. That's my sweet spot. Can't keep plants alive either. Just killed another succulent. I don't know. I read the directions, I do the things, and I don't know. But I have 3 little humans they're still alive, so I'm good there. Anyway, stay in my lane. That's what I'm going to do. Talking about hormones. But again, this is just something that women get so frustrated with, right? It's frustrating to think, oh, holy crap, I'm trying to do the things here. Why isn't this working for me? It works for these other people, or this other thing happens for them. What even? What even? Right? Carrie, I'm blessed to have a dad and a brother that are mechanics. Yes, my husband fixes the things for me, mostly. And if he can't do it, then it goes to the shop, right? But yeah, it's pretty good. And our bodies are, they're not exactly machines, but it's a good equivalent in terms of thinking about how your body's functioning and working, right? If there's something in the gears, it's not going to run right. You know what I mean? If you're not putting the best fuel in, you're not going to get the best energy output from it. So similarities, we'll say. Also taking care of some of this stuff is really important, because I get this question a lot, because people are like, I don't understand, like my health insurance will or won't cover this, that, or the other. And I was like, I know they call it health insurance, but it's not health insurance, it's sick insurance, right? Like you pay car insurance, right? I'm getting off on a little bit of a tangent, but this is important to realize. You pay car insurance, right? Yeah, I pay car insurance. Every month, auto pay, whatever, I pay car insurance. I love my insurance lady. She is fabulous. Deb, she's amazing. I love her. But if I get a headlight that goes out, my car insurance isn't going to cover it, right? I have to still put gas in the car. I still got to get the oil changed. I still have to make sure all the lights work, the blinkers work, all the things, right? I still have to maintain my vehicle in correct working status. And my car insurance covers zero of that. My car insurance covers if I get in an accident. It protects me and the car, right? But other than that, it's not the same, right? So a lot of these things that I teach women, and I find that it's so important to help you get back to your healthiest self, because to keep a car maintained is a lot less expensive than trying to fix a bunch of things on it, right? It's the same thing with your human body. If you can keep yourself as healthy as possible, it's going to be a lot less, expensive or impactful, and you'll be able to have a higher quality of life overall. It's the same thing as a car. But oftentimes those things, health insurance doesn't cover. Health insurance doesn't cover supplements. They're not going to cover herbs to help with your stress levels. I would love to see the look on my health insurance carrier's face if I ever decided to call and was like, you know what, I'm just feeling like I have a lot of stress right now. I would like to take these herbs because of all the, the COVID, and then I live in Minneapolis, so there was riots, and it's just kind of weighing on me. And now there's some other child trafficking things that are all over social media, and feeling a lot of stress about all this stuff. I would like you to cover my herbs for that. The lady on the other end of the phone would probably hang up on me. Be like, no, we don't cover herbs, but if I went and got a prescription for it, that's a different thing, right? So a lot of things that I talk about and recommend, they're not covered by health insurance, but it is super helpful to help your system function and work better so you can feel better. That's kind of the basis of it. So that's my little rant on that. With that in mind, as I talk about some of these things and talk about the hormones and how they all kind of can lead to weight gain and the inability to lose weight, a mouthful tonight. The one thing that I want to talk about with this is that one of my favorite tools for this is using the Dutch test. The Dutch test gives me an exact map, not just of what your hormone levels are, but what they are doing. This is just an example of it, but exactly what they are doing. And when that leads to, okay, is this also contributing? Is this also contributing? Where is all the things, right? Oftentimes insurance does not cover this test, but it gives you so much valuable information. So much valuable information that it leads you to the right direction. It gives you the map to go in the right direction for your health. So I'm going to put a link right here. If you have not looked at the Dutch test, checked it out, all that stuff, I'll mention it again as I explain my little diagram here. But this is super, super helpful. And relating back, and oftentimes, insurance doesn't cover it. And that's, it's just how it is, right? That's how it goes. I'm menopausal, hot flashes starting, applying wild yang cream every morning and night, castor oil liver packs once a day, milk thistle, vitamin C, doing the belly buster. Yes, yep. Yeah, that's the part of it, doing all the things, right? Doing all the natural things that you can do to get your body working better. Yes. Oh, and having a high reverse T3. Yep. Yes. So in general, when I talk about these things, that was a little tangent. Sorry. When we talk about thyroid and its impact on your weight loss and progesterone and everything else, so your thyroid, a lot of times people are familiar and say, oh yeah, that's my metabolism. It's in charge of my metabolism in general. Yeah, that's absolutely true. If you have hypothyroidism, so your thyroid's not working, your thyroid gland right here is not producing enough, it can slow down your metabolism and just overall cause you to gain weight. And then no matter what you do, you're not going to lose it. Sometimes you might notice you feel cold or sluggish, that type of a thing. Very, very common. Other things go along with that, but a big one is that you'll just have this weight gain out of nowhere, and have this weight gain. Also fun things about thyroid. So if you have hypothyroid, it can also lead to a lowering of your progesterone. How would you know that? Dutch test. Dutch test tells us what your progesterones are doing. Exactly. So if you have hypothyroid, your progesterones can be lowered. You know what that can lead to? This is one of the symptoms and side effects and things that women experience if you have lower progesterone. What? Yeah. Guess what? These symptoms also mimic the same thing if you have increased estrogens. Mimicking symptoms of increased estrogens. Guess what your body does if you have increased estrogens? Guess, it's right there. gain. Weight gain. So, I see this so often. Somebody who has done all the things, and this was a gal that I had worked with, done all the things for thyroid, got that tested. It's a pretty quick test, and she was like, oh yeah, and they put me on the things and thought, and I did feel better. I felt better, but I just, and I lost like maybe 5 or 10 pounds, but it wasn't really that much, and nothing else came off, and da-da-da-da-da. Yep, because when we took her Dutch test, when we got all these numbers back, got all of the puzzle pieces, not just 1 or 2 puzzle pieces trying to make the picture. We got all the puzzle pieces to look at it. We thought, oh my gosh, your progesterones and estrogens are really, really off. One of the most common things there, as well as weight gain. So once she had her thyroid thing taken care of, that stopped leading it to the weight gain. She was still having these other things. So then we have to work on these things, right? If you ignore these things, it's still going to lead to the same thing here. And yes, so fun, right? Your hypothyroid can lead to this. That's just the fun of having the complex, biological female body and the things that can happen. Yay! I could talk about more hormones and testosterone and things like that, but I won't, because this is just a really important thing to understand. So if you are somebody who's like, yeah, I thought I've had thyroid, or it's been a little off, or they told me it was normal, but I still have all the symptoms of hypothyroidism, and I've been thinking my other hormones might be off. I'm moody, I have really heavy cycles, sometimes clots, right? They're irregular or they're regular, and just a lot of pain. There's a mix of, there's no one, like, you don't have to check all the boxes. Even checking one of those boxes, that yes, I have that, right? Even checking one of those is not normal. Just because it's common doesn't mean it's normal. So just to think about, you may have something else going on there that needs to be addressed to really take care of the full issue. And again, how do we check it? We check it with Dutch. This gets sent right to your house. You fill it out, send it in, and then we go over it. Yes, it's almost like magic. It really is. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to talk about today. Because the gal that I went through all this stuff, when I went through her Dutch, and I said, this is what's going on and why it's still leading to this weight gain for you. So we have to really focus our attention on this piece here, and that will help move things in a better direction for you. And she was like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense, because it links with all these other things I've been having going on, right? And this was months ago. She is doing great now, right? Her system is working much better. Her cycle is more regular. Her pain is almost gone. A lot of other things improved in her life, and she has lost weight. And again, it's not a super rapid weight loss. I don't expect that. I don't want that for a system that's going through a lot of hormonal shift, because that triggers, it's not a safe trigger for the female body. But it's a good step, right? That's great progress overall, and she's going to keep that progress. So that's why it's exciting. So that's what I got for you guys tonight. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you're struggling with something, or thyroid, or somebody. If you find somebody that could use this information, please send them this video, because it's so helpful to have somebody explain it and have you understand. Be like, oh my God, I'm not crazy. I'm not bananas for thinking that just because I got on thyroid medication and I still gained weight, that there's something wrong with me. Yeah, there could still be something else that's just not being addressed. So we test and we look for that. Yeah. Other resources I have for you, my book, The Female Fat Solution. This is on Amazon. This talks all about hormones and your nutrition and cycle and how to eat for this. I also have a book for menopause, The Female Menopause Solution. That's also on Amazon. And then I have a podcast called The Female Health Solution. And my YouTube channel is Dr. Beth Westy. You can subscribe to that to stay updated on all the videos I have coming out. Yay. Okay, I hear my kiddos getting squirrely upstairs. They're getting loud. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and I will see you later.